Welcome to the StrangePlay podcast monthly news edition, where we select several news stories from the past month that we feel are worth discussing and giving our 2 cents. I'm Rik.
I'm Simon.
And this is the month that was August 2017. Alright then, Simon, what have you got for us first?
Okay, so we all know that testing is really, really important for video games. If you've ever played a game that ain't being tested and stuff, you know that it's fucking unpleasant. It is really unpleasant. One game that didn't get tested enough back when it came out was Battlefield 4. Absolute fucking mess. They corrected it with a CTE, a community test environment, which was available on PC only. Which basically, if you had like this the season pass, what we call Battlefield Premium, you could download another client and play the latest patches and stuff. A lot of things are doing it now. Blizzard do it with Overwatch. Yeah, it's really popular. But the news is that Battlefield 1 opens a community testing environment on consoles. So PCs had CTE for a long time now. They used it to fix Battlefield 4. They used it to make adjustments and stuff for Battlefield Hardline, and now it looks like they try to get a bigger community together on console for weeding issues out. I think it's having a bigger installed base for being able to find bugs and get feedback on weapon balances and stuff like that. It's better for the end consumer at the end of it.
That's a really good idea, and it is, like you said, it's very important. It kind of happens a little bit on Steam as well with some Greenlight games, allegedly.
That's right.
Well, at least they're supposed to. That's how it's supposed to happen, but not everybody finishes the beta. Because I've been a game tester, you've been a game tester, so we both know the importance of that job, and it is at times a thankless job. And the thing is, whenever a game like Battlefield launches or Call of Duty launches and there's server issues and there's balance issues and everything, games like that are not easy to test in a small studio environment, because
it does take a lot of the more man hours you can throw at something that's got so many variables, especially something like Battlefield where you've got so many different combinations, things that can go on, and buildings and stuff that can break, and vehicles and stuff. The more bodies you can throw at it, the better.
Exactly, and that's the thing, because in a testing environment within a studio, you're only limited to the amount of staff that you've got playing under the conditions that you're playing as. You get to play like you, and the people that you're playing with play like them, which is might sound like a really obvious fact, but everyone has a play style. And the thing is, if you only have a small team, say you've got around 15 to 20 people testing a game, some studios have much more people doing it, those numbers are less than a percentage of the complete number of people who are going to be playing at any one time. So things are going to get through. Things are going to get missed.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And doing it on PC is cool, but console, different code, works differently. So the fact that they're doing this now, and this is great, and hopefully it will set a precedent for other games.
Yeah, we're going to say stuff like Overwatch and Rainbow Six, other candidates for, this CTE sort of environment.
And have they been doing that on console as well as PC, or just on PC for now?
What's this?
The CTE environments, the CTE for Overwatch.
Overwatch has it on PC. It's had it since I don't think it was day 0, but it was really, really early on, when it started. For Rainbow Six, I think they have it, but I'm not too sure because I don't really follow the PC version of it. I know there's a lot of talk, going backwards and forwards between the people that play it and the balancing and the health of the game. I know that the care for that game, and it's constantly being tweaked and poked and prodded, but I don't know if it's got its own CTE. But yeah, I think this is a step forward. I mean, some people complain and say, "Oh, we're beta testing the game, and we shouldn't have to do it." But you've got to understand that games are so big and complicated, and there's so many moving parts now, that shit is going to get through just by even a big company like EA, it's going to get through. And this is a step forward to making the games better balanced and bug-free. So yeah, thumbs up from me.
Yeah, I think that's an absolutely fantastic idea, and I genuinely hope that it works out for them, and I hope that we start to see that happening in more and more console games. Even single-player games, like Bethesda games are notoriously riddled with bugs because, it's not because they have bad games or bad quality games or devs who can't develop very well. The scale of those games are absolutely enormous.
It's the permutations as well, isn't it? I mean, me and you could play the start hour of Skyrim and do all the missions exactly the same, but still end up like one of us could get bugs and other one wouldn't, just because of the way that stuff works.
Yeah, just because you could be stood an inch to the left at the wrong time, and that's going to trigger something, and we've both seen it happen just for the strangest reasons.
Yeah, there's interestingly in Skyrim, one of the first times I played it, the horse fucking died. It's just basically a cutscene, where you sat in back of a cart, and there's horses, and it just happens randomly. Like the horses just fucking die. Like
amazing.
It's like you're not even doing it. You're just looking about, and it fucking breaks. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. What's next?
Rocket League adds a new system that will automatically ban people for using offensive words, which means that you are absolutely fucked.
See, when you told me this, I was like, oh, I am so fucked. Like, even if I just use my normal language, it'd pick me up because people in the north, specifically in Yorkshire, say couldn't turns to cunt.
Yeah.
So if it was like a verbal that we're picking up, like I'd just be banned straight away. Like there'd be no way I could make it through.
You've added a note to this saying that it's text chat only and it's aimed at PC users.
Yeah, I did a little bit of digging, and it's like, it's basically they've got a list of about 20 words.
Okay.
And they've all got different thresholds. So say like if you call someone a bastard, like you can maybe call them a bastard like 10 times, and it'll give them like a cooldown or whatever.
Yeah.
So if you say something like Hadouken, it's just gonna go boom straight out. You're banned. Done.
Yeah.
So the severity of the word is, like it slides with the punishment. So you can get away with maybe calling people dickheads and stuff.
Okay.
Now and then, but you go for the, the big words, the big hitters, and
the real offensive stuff, basically.
Yeah, you'll be an early bath. Like they're not fucking about. Which, I mean, have you ever played games with randoms, like, and had someone that's really, really offensive?
No. The thing is, when I play online, I won't have my headset on. I literally have my headset on when I'm playing with you guys, when I'm talking to you guys. That's it, because this reason, there are just too many horrible people, and I really don't want them screaming in my ear about what they're planning on doing to my mum when she gets home.
See, you know me, I like a bit of verbal like banter back and forth, so it never really bothered me. But there were some people that it's just like, holy fuck, mate, just calm down. Like I played fucking hell, I can't remember it. It was a game on PC that's like an RTS, but it's also a first-person shooter. There were a guy there who was South African, and he was really fucking abusive. And it's like, holy fuck, like even for me, he was going too far, It's like I was genuinely shocked. I was so shocked at his his attitude and his language and his just general demeanour. Like, holy fuck, like I actually blocked him, and I don't do that. I don't block people.
Yeah.
Because I just shrug it off. It don't really bother me. But yeah, I think if you can weed out people like that South African guy, then gaming it's going to get better. Like it's going to be safer.
Like I think this is a great idea especially because of the amount of kids who play Rocket League. I know that you can't protect them from everything, and because movies and TV and everything. But if there is like at least one game that they're doing that can stop that and kind of just create a nice community. And I know censorship isn't really good. I'm not for it, to be honest, under certain circumstances. But I think if you're talking and you swear, it just comes out. It's like a reflex. I swear far too much. You swear even more than me, and it's not something that you think about saying. It just comes out. It's part of the vernacular. But typing it out is kind of like a bit premeditated, you've got a chance to reread it back and then delete it and go, oh no, I shouldn't say this. But if you're typing it out, you're actually going, yeah, I'm gonna fucking tell them.
Yeah, it's not as instant, is it? You actually using a motor skill and then deciding to press return, enter and actually send that out to the world. So it's going to be beneficial in it. I mean, there's no other way of saying it. Right, next up, Rainbow Six pulls in 2.3 million players per day. Right, this is a phenomenal amount of players for this game. When it originally came out, it was a bit of a fucking mess.
Okay.
Again, lots of moving parts, people playing different styles, unbalanced like characters and stuff.
Yeah.
Ubisoft, they've actually looked after this game. They've put it together. They've put like free DLC. They're moving stuff about. They've just tendered it. They've looked after it and conditioned it. And it shows like it's more popular than Rocket League, Skyrim, Fallout 4. Like, those are really fucking big games. Those games have got massive audiences. For Rainbow Six to, pull what they have out of the bag after Rainbow Six originally came out is just, like, phenomenal.
That's really good. Have you played it?
Yeah, I've got it on PlayStation 4.
Or have you played it recently, since it's had, since it's been looked after a bit more?
The last time I played that game was, I think the Canadian operators had been added. So you've got like you've got like SAS. I think they were going to add Israeli ones to it. Okay. So yeah, they've all got like different special forces and they keep adding maps and stuff. There has been a little bit of a fallout, just deviating. While we're talking about this, that they're taking maps out of the game.
Right.
They'll never be replaced. And there's been a little bit of kerfuffle about that. But I don't see, are
they taking them out permanently, and then are they going to have... Because some shooters do, or some like team-based shooters will have certain maps on a rota, and you'll be able to play one for a bit, then it'll go for a bit, but it'll be replaced with another one. Or are these maps that people don't like, and they're like, well, if people don't like them, we'll get rid of them, and we'll give them something better?
I think what it is the cause, like, they're imbalanced, or they're just generally... There's been people that have ranted and raved about them taking them out, but I think if there's a reason to take them out, there's limits there, and Ubisoft want to do something about it, then, you know what, let them do it. If they're adding more and more maps, it's not like they're taking away the amount of maps that you've got, and you can only play on so many as well. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, I think it's a storm in a teacup. Like, I don't really know why they're losing the shit over that. But, yeah. Talking about storms in teacups, this is a fucking hurricane in a fucking test tube or whatever.
in a shot glass.
Yeah, Middle-earth Shadow of War has loot boxes. Single-player game. Fucking loot boxes in it.
Premium game. Alright. Because I know that you've got a lot to say on this. I can hear it in your voice, and you've got to wind your gears up before you can be let go and go on one of your rants. So, what the loot boxes in a single player game? What the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck indeed. Just there's no need for it. They're just fucking money grabbing. The money grabbing in the way that Metal Gear Solid 5 did with their... You've not played Metal Gear Solid 5, have you?
No, not yet.
Right, okay, so in that, it were running all the time. Even when you were away, you had a big shell like home base.
Mother base, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's just constantly churning out resources. And when you go play, actually physically play, anything that you steal from wherever you are in the game. So if you're stealing like fuel, gets sent back to Mother Base, and other people can attack your base.
Yeah.
And you can attack their bases and stuff, and like steal the nukes or whatever, right? And the thing is with that is you could buy like your protection and stuff, and actual paid for content, that just like burnt up. It was just a consumable.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah, like insurance.
Oh, wow.
You could buy insurance. So, like, if your mother base got robbed, it's like, yeah, don't worry. You had insurance for those 2 days that were on, but you got robbed a day after, and that fucking shit's gone. You know?
That's disgusting.
And this is the way that Middle-earth's going. So instead of buying insurance and, like, people to protect your shit, you're buying orcs and goblins and all that other fucking bullshit, that goes with it. You're building an army to go and, ransack other people's things by the looks of it. So, although there's no PvP, it's sort of a player versus wallet sort of thing. Do you know, like, you've got these resources.
Jesus.
And it's like, this is essentially what this is. You are, like, they say, oh yeah, you can go out and dominate these orcs, go dominate these goblins, go, like, all the things that you want in the game. Go and play the game and earn them, essentially. But if you don't want to, you can basically fucking slap a tenner down or 20 quid and go, you know what, fuck that. I just want to go rough ride this fucking guy's base and, you know, fucking be done with it. Like, it's pay to win. It's pay to win on something that shouldn't fucking even exist. The single player game, stop with your fucking bullshit, because no one's got time for it. And it's like, this is the thing as well, like, if you put these fucking microtransactions in your game, you're basically saying, you know that shit, do you know, where you go out and actually play the game, not worth it, fucking give us a fiver, do you know, and skip it. It's so fucking stupid, like, I can't fathom how anyone would, you know, from a design perspective, on, you know, the development team, go, you know what, we'll allow people to do this, because even though we've spent fucking hours and hours lovingly crafting a game, we want people not to play it.
Right, devil's advocate time. Developers have got nothing. They've got no say in that. If a publisher has paid them money to develop a game, it's what the publisher wants. So if the publisher's like, we want you to put this in, even if they don't want to, because it's a game that they've crafted and it's their baby, the publisher's like,
no doubt,
we've given you money.
Yeah, we want a return, essentially.
Yeah, we're paying for this. You put in what we ask for. So
it is bullshit. It's fucking bullshit.
Is Middle Earth EA?
Yeah, it is EA.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a shame because I've just bought the predecessor. I said in the very first episode that we did, when we listed our 5 games out, that this was a game that I were looking forward to. And they've managed to fuck it up with the bullshit. It'd be interesting to go back and look at that at some point and go, yeah, they fucked that up, they fucked that up, they fucked that up, they fucked fucking Star Wars up, they fucked Middle Earth up. It's just like, how fucking far can they go, Joe, before people are just like, you know what, fuck this. Yeah. Like, you're not going to get a fucking penny more out of me.
I'll be honest with you as well, like, knowing this and what's happened with this and the putting the loot boxes in and all that nonsense, I never played the original. Was it Shadow of Mordor?
Yeah, that's right.
Never played it. Had every intention of doing it.
It's just put you off.
I'm like, you know what, fuck it. I'm not going to bother playing it because I'm not going to play this one. So why would I start a game that has a sequel if the story continues? And the fact that they've made a spider sexy as well. I've seen that. They've made Shelob this big fucking huge, like, rah, I'm a spider. You know, the big spider that chases the crackhead and the little people.
Yeah, she's a monster.
Yeah.
She's a monster.
They've turned her into a sexy goth.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? Fuck this game. Fuck your first game. I'm sure it was great. I'm sure it was the best Assassin's Creed game never made. But I'm like, I can't. If you're going to treat the people who buy your game, and I guarantee as well, it's the dickheads who pre-order it who are going to end up putting in the most amount of money into these loot boxes.
I think the worrying thing is, as well, from a balance perspective, like, how hard is it to get these like, dominate them? Like, is the game balanced around making you want to dip into your wallet, or is it balanced around you having fun? You know, there's got to be a trade-off there, and no doubt someone will have looked at it and gone, do you know what? We'll make it so that the first one comes quickly, and then the second one, you're like a leveling up thing. Your level 2 comes, and then your level 3 comes. But yeah, it's shady as fuck. It is really, really shady, and it's a practice that we could see the end of. See the end of.
Let's move on. So this seems to be a bit of a habit with. This is our 3rd news roundup, and this is the 3rd time that we've mentioned Xbox One and gone, yay, Xbox One, something nice is happening for you. Because now the Xbox One is getting Spotify.
Yeah. PlayStation 4 had a year's exclusivity on Spotify, which is just fucking the dumbest shit ever. I don't know why you need a exclusivity deal on an app like Spotify. But yeah, Xbox One has got Spotify. Hopefully it can run like parallel to the game, so you can listen to a soundtrack while you're actually playing. I don't actually know. I've not checked it out myself yet, but yeah, fucking great.
Yeah, like Spotify coming to the Xbox One, that's great, because listening to, like, I've reached a point with gaming now where I love game soundtracks, and I'm all for just playing it with the sound up, with the game's original score on, unless I'm playing an RPG and I'm grinding, and it's literally, if I'm playing something that's grindy, then I love putting a CD on and just going for it. So Spotify's been an absolute godsend on the PlayStation 4, so I'm really happy.
Yeah, I think
this is coming out for the people on the Xbox.
For me, I got the most use out of it when I was playing Elite Dangerous, out exploring in the middle of nowhere, and it'd be like, just put some tunes on, and it's just,
yeah,
it's very much like, I know some people like put podcasts on and stuff, don't they, when they're playing games, that are sort of mindless.
Yeah,
and it's very much this similar vein for us, but with like artists and stuff. Yeah, really good.
Well, that's something else I do if I'm grinding on the train. Grinding in an RPG on the train, not just like stood on a thing, just grinding on the train, listening to a podcast, like, woohoo!
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that's more good news for Microsoft. But keeping with Microsoft, Res Infinity gets a PC release and includes 4K and all the VR stuff.
And banging soundtrack as well.
Res is a great game.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I've waited forever for Res to come to PC. I had it on Xbox 360 and it was my Res HD, it was my warm-up game for about 6 months.
Yeah.
I'd come on, I'd have a couple of sessions of Res, and then I'd go like play Halo 3 or whatever. Yeah, I'm so pleased. Apparently it's a really, really good port as well. Like, it's just, everything fucking works, everything's smooth. It's got all that PC stuff in it, the all the options, and it's got VR, like stupid resolutions, 4K. It's, it's gonna press all my buttons when I finally get round to playing it.
Is that one you're gonna be picking up then?
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I might even pay full price for it, which is unusual for me because I'm a tight fucker. Next up,
I've got a really good segue for this.
Go on.
Speaking of things that people apparently weren't picking up.
Oh, no.
Hey.
Tales from the Borderlands sales were underwhelming.
Who gives a shit?
I actually do, because Tales from the Borderland as a Telltale thing is the best thing they've done. And that I'm putting it above The Walking Dead series 1. It is phenomenally good. The writing, everything's just, it's so fucking clean. It's funny. It's genuinely heart moving at places. And for them to come out and go, oh yeah, Joe, it didn't fucking sell as well as it did. And it's like, you've got to look at it. All the other things they do, the Game of Thrones and The Walking Dead.
Have they got numbers? Have they got any numbers for?
No, they didn't say ours.
So they've not given any sales figures.
No. They've just said, well, this is the thing. A guy has been to, what's the one that's just gone? The Gamescom, for it?
Yeah.
And said, oh yeah, it did alright. It didn't make a loss or all like that. The guy that said it, where it is underwhelming, he's a bit of a downer. He's always like a bit pessimistic. So, fucking, talk about mixed signals, I think the important thing is, like, you've got to remember that Borderlands is a game, and the other things that they do, the Game of Thrones, the Batman, the Walking Dead, are like really, really recognisable. You could go to my grandma and go, what's this? And she'd go, it's Game of Thrones. And she knows fuck all. Like, she's terrible with stuff. But she recognises what Walking Dead is, and stuff like Minecraft, even though it's not in a, like, everyday life. Yeah. Because they're just that big that they're kind of hard to avoid. Whereas Borderlands is a very niche thing, so like I think that might have affected sales a little bit. So I don't know. I really hope that they do another Tales from the Borderlands.
I think it came out when everyone was feeling a bit of Telltale fatigue as well, though, because like Telltale release games more than McDonald's change Happy Meal toys, and it just seems like there's one every week, And I think
they do. They've got a lot on the plate.
Well, I've never played one.
Have you? How have you avoided that?
Just not my thing. Like,
Aren't you even?
I had a go on the demo for Back to the Future and went,
Aren't you tempted by the Batman ones? Cause you're a comic dude.
Very tempted by the Batman ones, especially now that I know that Anthony Gruber is doing the voice of the Joker. And I'm like, because Troy Baker is doing Batman, doesn't he? He does Batman and Bruce Wayne, and then you've got this...
I don't know, I can't give a fuck about Batman.
Man, the kid that's doing the Joker, seriously talented. So I've got a lot of love for that kid, so I do want to check it out, but I just haven't done one. And Borderlands, I've got my reasons, but I'm not going into them here. Let's move on.
In other developer news of supporting games, No Man's Sky gets a huge 1.3 update. The patch notes for this were fucking incredible. Like, I was reading through them and I was like, holy shit, how much have they added? Like, they've added buildings, fucking portals, what else did they add? Like, vehicles and stuff. It's just like, holy fuck, like, they're really, really going to town, you know, with how much they're adding.
Yeah.
Like, I don't actually know, like, if any of it is any good, or if it adds any longevity, but I mean, fair play to them. They are fucking really, really pushing it. Looks like, Joe, they're trying to make amends for the disappointment that was No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
And it'd be interesting to see, like, do you know, going in now, if the game actually, Joe, lives up to, do you know, what it promised it were going to deliver. Because, like, I don't know if you've looked, but it's a lot of fucking content they've added. Like, tons and tons.
Yeah.
It is an incredible amount. Like, I'm not hyping it up or anything like that. Like, I'm looking at it and just going, fucking hell, they've done this and they've done that. Like, they've really, really put some effort into it. It's not like they've just fucking just thrown loads of shit in. Like, base building and fucking, like, I think they might have even put fucking multiplayer in it. Like, co-op multiplayer.
I'll actually put it in.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it'd be good if they get it working. The thing is, like, this is cool, and it's been out for a year now, and it's nice that they have been working on it, and, you know, trying to fix it and get it to the game that they basically said it was going to be. But I have a horrible feeling that this is going to become standard for a lot of games now. Like, because it's starting to sound like, oh, I might actually give it a go. A year after it's come out, and now that it's in working order, just like Mass Effect Andromeda is now in a condition that I'd quite like to play it. I mean, it's cool. I don't want to sound like I'm on a downer about it, because it's great that it's still getting support, and hopefully it'll keep being, you know, that they'll keep adding to it and getting it to be the game that they said it was going to be at the beginning.
Yeah, I think like supporting the game like this is stimulating sales as well. Like, it's going to keep it on the shelves, Joe. It's going to be one of those things where people maybe have it as like a palate cleanser game, Joe. They go back to it and see what's fresh, and then, you know, it's just always going to be on the hard drive.
What will be interesting is to see how many people who were butthurt with it are gonna and got rid of their physical copies are gonna buy it again.
I don't think that'd happen. I don't think that'd happen at all. I think it's more a case of, Joe, the people that really saw that there was something there that they could enjoy, Joe, getting the support it needs to be the game that it was originally touted as.
Yeah.
I think the people that hate it, you know, bought into the hype and stuff and were like, fucking got all salty when it didn't deliver, are never going to go back, like, because you've sort of been scorned by it. There's games that, no matter how much they change, for me, it's The Division. No matter how much it changes, I'm never going to go back to it because it's left a bad taste in my mouth, and that's something that they can never, you know, get back. And No Man's Sky will have left a, you know, bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, and you can't fix something that's, Joe, been broken like that. So yeah, it's a bit of a downer for a story that's like quite optimistic, but that's what gamers are like.
Well, then let's just, you know, because I've been a bit down on it. That is a bit of a downer. Good work to them. Well done. Hopefully it will increase sales, which will keep them motivated to keep on improving the game. because at the end of the day, the only people who are winning is the players. So yeah, I can't do positivity, Simon. I'm miserable.
Yeah.
I'm like
talking about misery. Fallout 4 gets an all singing, all dancing, everything edition. It's basically got a Game of the Year edition, which I've been waiting for.
Cool.
I was going to buy it last year until I saw that it were like, nope, there's no fucking Game of the Year edition. And I'm like, why? Everything's out. You normally fucking do that. It's like, no, fucking full price, everything. But yeah, they've put an edition together that's got everything in it, and for your 40 quid, it's a lot of game.
Yeah, like, it was a lot of game anyway.
I think you had to endure it, didn't you?
I still am enduring it.
Oh, fucking hell. And are you enjoying it?
No. It's not for me. It's not a bad game. I'm not saying that. And I know some people are going to be like, what is you saying it's a bad game? No, I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm just saying it's not for me. I don't enjoy it.
I know a lot of people, like, lashed out at it when it came out, didn't they? Because it wasn't what they were expecting.
It was fucking Fallout. Like, what were you expecting? It was more of the same, but with house building.
Yeah, I think there was quite a bit of a departure, especially from New Vegas. New Vegas, I played a couple of years ago, and it was quite in depth. Like the conversation trees and the way that you could do stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas Fallout 4 were like, you're either a good guy or you're a bad guy. You get like 3 options, like yes, no, be sarcastic.
Oh.
Do you know, like it was severely dumbed down, so
it's about as emotionally in depth as Mass Effect.
Hey, don't knock Mass Effect, man. Next up, Nintendo hit with lawsuit over Switch design. So basically, I forget which company it was, but they basically said that, oh, you've ripped that fucking idea off us, Joe, the tablet with the connectable controllers.
Game Vice. Accessory manufacturer Game Vice.
Yeah, those guys. Remember them? No one fucking does. Yeah, I think pretty much every time anything is made now, you get people and they just sue each other, like Samsung will sue fucking Apple, and Apple will fucking sue Android, and you just get all these, fucking like, oh man, so someone tried to sue fucking MS over something that were in the 360, and it's just constant. Everyone is fucking suing everyone just all the time, and it just gets really fucking boring. And unless they've got like a legitimate fucking cause behind it, then like I think they're just trying to look. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like they're just trying to look and hoping that something sticks, but it's so tenuous, the links. It's like, well,
it's not going to go anywhere. They're going to get laughed out of court.
Yeah. Well, exactly. They're gonna. It's just fucking. It's all the only winners out of that are the fucking lawyers.
Yeah.
The lawyers.
It's a small group of chancers that nobody gives a shit about, who don't have any money, so they're going after the big boys, which is a terrible idea because Nintendo are going to bury them. Oh well.
Talking about burying stuff. For Honor tournament won in a way that shamed the game. Ubisoft's For Honor had a bit of a rough time. Sold like a fucking billion copies when it came out, and then lost pretty much all of its user base. What they've been trying to do is like harbour goodwill with the community and do what Rainbow Six has done essentially. But they've managed to fuck it up in the most spectacular way. They held a competition that had like a $10,000 or euro purse. I can't remember how much it were exactly.
Right.
So which currency it were in. It was 10,000.
It was a lot of money.
Right. And the guy that won it basically cheated his way through using all the exploits, all the OP stuff, all the points on the maps. Do you know where they could get like cheap and easy kills?
Right.
I watched the highlights of it and I was like, oh, this is interesting. And I actually went through and watched the actual stream of it.
Yeah.
Right? Because it was a car crash. It was honestly the most fucking fucked up thing I think I've seen this year in gaming. It was so embarrassing. Like, you know when you're watching... have you ever watched like esports? You watch like Overwatch or
Nope.
Call of Duty? But you get a gist of what's going on, don't you?
Yeah.
Like, you know what is going on, right? With this, say like someone's in a really, really strong position, right? And it'll be like, oh yeah, it's favourite to win. And then a fucking glitch would happen and he'd get knocked out and it's like, well, hang on a minute. He lost to a glitch. And you know he lost to a glitch. And they're like, no, he lost, right? Fucking kick him out. And then, someone else would go, like the person that, it was awful. Fucking awful, right? And the guy that have won, well, like, they were asking him eventually. He cheated his way through. He used the most OP character in the game. Used an exploit called Unlock Tech.
Right.
Which is basically you skipping frames of animation, and like making yourself attack faster and stuff.
Okay.
It's just really, really shitty. But Ubisoft didn't fucking call him out on it. They just let him fucking do it. And when he came to receive his reward after winning, right, they asked him, they said, how did you prepare for this? And he was like, I don't know, I haven't fucking played for like a week, 2 weeks. So he didn't even practice.
Really?
Right? He didn't practice. And the guy that handed him the check and the trophy were like, oh, you're going to have to fucking play differently soon. And he were like, yeah, whatever. And then he were like, oh, no, don't patch it. I like it where it is. And it's like, it's so fucked. Like, it is so fucking shag, this game, that just watching it, like, you can tell something's not right. Like, it's fucking glitchy. There's hits going in that shouldn't be going in. It's kind of dull to watch as well as an esport. It was just a fucking shit show. Just the people involved, the people that got knocked out, the people that were presenting it didn't know what they were doing because, I mean, how?
So, the guy won with blatant exploits and blatant glitches. Yeah. And he wasn't disqualified.
No one called him out on it. They didn't, like, do you know the presenters? Like, they just sort of like, oh, and just fucking like Joe glossed over it. It was super embarrassing. And all it's done is, the whole thing was made to promote For Honor. And all it's done is gone, you know what, don't fucking bother, it's a shit show. They did patch it. They did patch the Unlock Tech out, but, I mean, the fucking damage is done. Like, they're going to have to fucking put so much effort into this bastard to get it back on the rails that I think it might be a lost cause. I do think it's another Division. It's like, it don't matter how much they put into it. It's fucking done.
You really don't like the Division, do you?
No.
Right. What's next, boy?
So, next up, Crackdown 3, the one of the Microsoft exclusives, has been delayed into 2018.
Okay, I've got the story open now. So, quote, Crackdown 3 is a hugely ambitious game and we want to ensure we deliver the right experiences all the way through every part of the game, whether that's campaign, co-op, multiplayer or our competitive multiplayer mode, Wrecking Zone. And that comes, end quote, and that comes from Shannon Loftus, who is the Microsoft Studios publishing general manager.
Right, I think this is a good idea. There's so many games that have come out recently. Andromeda, No Man's Sky, Rainbow. We've fucking talked about so many in this podcast alone that, of being fucking shite when they've came out. They've not done what they're supposed to do.
Yeah. And
just having an extra 6 months, where they can go over and polish and have a look and, get it as best they can before people get their hands on. It's not to be ashamed of, Like, making games is fucking complicated, and
I think the fact that Microsoft have allowed them extra time to do it is great. Because not many publishers and stuff will extend your time, especially if you've already gone over. Like, this game's been in development for a long time, and the fact that they've been given another 6 months, just to get the best product out that they can.
That's it. I think they're wanting to avoid another Crackdown 2 as well, which wasn't very good.
No.
They want to ape the Crackdown 1 sort of vibe, so I'm all for it. You know what, fucking delay it a year. I don't give a fuck. Just make sure that when it comes out, it actually does what it's meant to do.
Yeah.
As closely as it can do, and then fine tune it with patches after as people like discover stuff. Because it's a fucking big game. Stuff will get discovered and
yeah, like we said earlier when we were talking about Battlefield 1, games of that scale, there's going to be bugs and issues that haven't been found during the QA process because there just isn't that much manpower being thrown at it. But if they can get this game as good as it can be before they ship it, then I don't think that patching problems afterwards is going to be that big an issue.
Yeah, it's going to be minor stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, it's when you get these games that do literally come out half finished and then get updated a week or two later, it's damage is done, you know. So yeah, good on them. I'm happy with that.
Are ready to move on?
Alright, this next story comes with a self-indulgence warning. Is this something you want to talk about, Simon?
Yeah, Pinball FX 3 has been announced and it's crossplay, but only to PC, so there's no console crossover, which is a bit of a shame. I think it has one of the biggest fucking crossover things I've ever seen in a game. Yeah. Like, it looks like you sort of sign in, you know, with like a Zen pinball ID, and so like I'm playing on PC, you're playing on PlayStation 4, we can set tournaments up and all that fucking jazz joints. It does everything on their side. Oh, it looks so fucking good. And I think the other thing is as well that when Pinball FX 1 came out, they had a load of DLC, and when Pinball FX 2 came out, they were like, hey, you know all those tables from Pinball FX 1? Yeah, they're fucking working Pinball FX 2. Aside from like a few, you know, ones that didn't fucking transfer across. And Pinball FX 3 also does that. And there's like, fucking hell, there must be about 50 or 60 tables that are transfer across.
Nice.
Yeah, all for free. Gratis. Don't cost you a fucking penny. There's like maybe 5 or 6 tables that didn't make the cut. But you know what? Fuck, I'm okay with that. You know? If they're going to fucking update everything and make it all nice and shiny and work with the new version, then I think it's an example of when we were talking about Polish companies last time.
Yeah, like CD Projekt Red and stuff.
Yeah, just being like really, really fucking like consumer friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think they're from Hungary, the Zen guys, Zen Studios. I think they've got the consumer in mind, so if you buy something, you know that it's going to get supported, and when they do eventually migrate to Pinball FX 4 and 5 and 6, that you're going to carry stuff across, so like you don't mind buying stuff now, you know, because there's always a chance that it isn't going to make it, but there's more of a chance that it is. Like there's a lot more fucking chance of stuff migrating across to future games. So yeah, I'm fucking really, really impressed.
That's really good, man. And hopefully all the other Pinball FX 3 fans are going to be just as happy as you.
Yeah, all
3 of you.
Yeah. In more sour news, Mass Effect Andromeda shuts the door on single-player support. So, yeah. It's fucking done, boys.
So that basically means that the version that we have now, with the last patch that came out that we covered last month, is the finished game now.
That's it. And the most frustrating thing for the people that have bought into Mass Effect Andromeda is that there's missions in it that look like they're going to continue in DLC, and obviously they're not going to get, you're not going to see them out now.
Brilliant.
EA has said that if you want to see how those missions conclude, you're going to have to buy a comic.
Oh, really?
No, I'm not joking. Yeah, you're going to have to buy a comic to see the climax of some of the stories in Mass Effect Andromeda. So that's fucking good, isn't it?
That, I mean, it's good that they aren't just ending it and going, no, you're not going to see how it ends. Because a lot of things that don't do well and just get scrapped, that's it, you're done. So it's nice that they are giving an option there, but are they gonna are they going to give those comics away for free? Are they going to be digital comics?
I have no idea.
Are you expected to pay fucking 15, 20 quid for a trade paperback for a thing?
I have no idea. It's just like, I know that that's it, they're done. They're still going to support the multiplayer side because there's cha-ching, microtransactions involved. But the single player stuff, that's it, done. No DLC, no more patching or support for it, that's it, it's fucking done. So, if you want a wrap up on that story, you are basically fucked.
It looks like I'll be getting my dad comics for Christmas this year then. Oh, that's good, isn't it?
Oh, yeah,
anyway.
he plays it, doesn't he? He's played it.
Yeah, he's finished it, loves it.
He's fucking gutted.
Yeah.
Anyway. Talking about plots getting wrapped up, Half-Life 3 plot revealed because the writer knows it's never going to happen. So, yeah, there's an ex-Valve writer that did all the writing for the Half-Life episodes. Mark Laidlaw has basically come out and said, okay, right, this is what happens at the end of Half-Life Episode 2. He changed the names. He swapped them from like... he swapped the sexes. I think that's the better way to put it.
Right.
Just to avoid your like litigation. But yeah, it don't look fucking good, does it? For the prospects of Half-Life 3 being made when the guy that's fucking done all that shit is like, you know what? It's never gonna fucking happen. I might as well fucking just put these people out of the misery. It's sad because I mean it's fucking Half-Life. Like some people count that series of games as the best in mechanical gameplay and storytelling. Do you know, single player games, those games are up there, you know?
Are you ready for another round of guess which game Rik hasn't played?
You've never played Half-Life?
I've played the first one for about an hour.
Did you not have the orange box?
Oh, the first Half-Life's not on it.
Oh,
And
that's right. Yeah.
I've got the orange box, but I won't play Half-Life 2 until I've finished Half-Life 1, and I haven't been able to play Half-Life 1 because I haven't had a PC until recently.
Well, that's your fucking homework then. Play Half-Life through. And then get fucking really sad when you fucking finish episode 2. Yeah, so that's really, really disappointing. At least there's some closure there for the people that, you know, like dead set into
Speaking of closure and dead. These segues are thick and fast today.
Miiverse is getting shuttered. Yeah, closes on 8th of November in Japan, other reasons to follow. Right, I actually feel really bad because out of all the like little communities and stuff, that's the one that I thought had the most character. It was like jaunty and it had a lot of character. However, I thought it was overly moderated. Like you get fucking like strikes for stuff like. I took a photo and like it get classed as a spoiler because they're like a character fucking stood in background or whatever, and it's like, oh fucking come on, like.
Oh, so is Miiverse that thing that when you play it on your Wii U and you open it, there's like drawings of squids everywhere?
Yeah. See,
I mean, I never used it. So I'm not gonna miss that regard, and I'm not gonna miss all the random like begging text that people write on it, like, oh, I haven't got any friends and my dad left, please play with me. And it's like, no, because you're 4. And it's very strange that you can spell that well. And I'm not going to miss that, but I do. It brought character to what would otherwise be an incredibly boring screen when you booted up your Wii U.
Yeah, I think, the other services do it. Steam's got the feed, Microsoft's got the feed, and Sony's got the feed. But they're very mundane. It's just like, oh, so-and-so unlocked an achievement. Like, do you know?
It's not as cool as people drawing pictures.
No, it's very impersonal in it, and it's more rigid because it's just pictures of basically achievements. That's what it is. There's not really a community there.
I've just thought as well, it's going to get rid of an element of things in games, because some games like Twilight Princess HD is the one that I can think of off the top of my head, but there was treasure chests in that unlocked stamps that you could use in Miiverse, and on Yoshi's Woolly World, when you unlock, like when you collect all the things, you unlock stickers and stamps.
That's right, yeah. Super Mario 3D World had the same, stamps and stickers and stuff that you could make.
Yeah, like I never used them because I never signed up to it, and I never did the thing. But actually, I'm gonna retract my earlier "I don't care" statement, because it is. The more you think about it, the more you're like, no, that's quite sad. Especially for people who have gone out and tried to collect everything. It's kind of like, if you look at the stamps and stickers as kind of like Nintendo's achievements.
Yeah. Yeah.
Almost. It's almost like if Microsoft and PlayStation went, we're getting rid of trophies and thingies now. Because like you'd be like, what? I've just spent so much money, time and effort into chasing these trophies. And now you're telling me that they're all going to be gone?
Yeah. I think as well, the communities that were really, really good, like the Monster Hunter one were like fantastic. If you went on there and said, hey, I'm having trouble with this, like, what can I do to beat it? Someone would go, oh, you want to wear this arm set and you'll use this type of weapon.
Yeah.
Or, just general, like community stuff, like me and you talking to each other. But, yeah, that's going to be gone soon. And it's sad because it were a place on Nintendo's, like, infrastructure to go and brag and boast and say, hey, look, I've beaten this, or, I got this, like, rare card, or I found this star in Mario, or, and it's their unique spin on the old community thing.
Yeah.
And it's essentially, like, it's gone now, and I don't think there'll be anything quite like it, because Nintendo have that knack of setting things up like that with that amount of charm.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Miiverse.
Yeah, that's a bit of a downer to end on. So we can really only hope that something similar or just as colourful comes to the Switch. Well, that's it for News Highlights August 2017. If you'd like to talk to us about any of these stories, if you think there's anything that we've missed, or if there's anything that you're especially interested in, you can find us on Twitter at StrangePlay UK or on Facebook.com/StrangePlay UK. And I've started an Instagram now, which is just StrangePlay, where I take pictures of Premiere Pro screens and my girlfriend's cat.
It's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from you.
Bye-bye.